Okay, here we're going to take a look at the map that we made in our last video. Before we go into the photogrammetry and measurements that we took, let's go ahead and take a look at the pictures. Go over here, look at photos, and here we can see where the drone stopped to take pictures. Here we can see the orbit that we took over the property, and then here we can see the grid patterns over the house. And for the pictures that we took, it makes a pretty decent, just 2D map. Pretty clearly see the property, damage to the roof here, the pool, the entire property lines, the pallet where we were once making a garden area. We'll go into the annotations later, but because we were working on making a 3D map, let's go ahead and take a look and see how we did. Here and click model. All right, so it finishes loading, coming together. Okay, so we can zoom in and see kind of how the house is looking. Generally, the problem with doing, 3D maps and trying to get a map out of it is it really only does a good job when you look at it from a certain angle. Like if you look at it from the angle that the drone was flying, you can, you know, kind of trick yourself into thinking that you did a pretty good job here. Because here, you can see the different details of the roof, some of the details from the side. When you start to look at it from different angles, you can see where you didn't get the best, view. I think this is pretty good. There we go. On this side, because, there's trees blocking the way, there's really no information for the, photo software to give it any information because 100 feet up, it's looking through trees to see this part. So you can see it put the trees here on the side. You get over here because we didn't get a good view from, the height level. This looks distorted here. Same thing. Like the house looks kind of distorted on this side. My neighbor's car and everything looks distorted over there. But when you look at it from here, it looks pretty good. And the measurements that you can get from it are all pretty accurate. So we go to looking at the annotations. Yeah, slope of the front yard. Yeah, same slope of that. Slope of the roof, which would be useful for any sort of roofing work. Slope and length of the roof. Uh, Seeing the area of the entire lot here, sitting on 0.75 acres. Pretty stuff that's pretty easy to measure once you've run the mission. One thing that I also do like about Drone Deploy, which is what I'm using to make this map, is you can look through the pictures and actually point out issues here. So I'm cutting back part of the yard. I can see this is vegetation encroachment. Uh, you can see the area where there's a leak in the house, so I can show that to a contractor, or a contractor could show to me if they ran the report. I can see weather damage on the roof of the house, and it will take, like once you point out an issue, it will use whatever picture the drone took to give you a clearer view so that you can show the damage and share it with other people, which I think is a good feature. Here is another map I made a couple weeks ago. And for this one, I decided to just do an orbit around the property to see what I would end up with. And in the 2D format, it looks, pretty good. You can clearly see the property. The backyard, some of the trees look a little wonky here, so didn't get the clearest view of everything. In the 3D model, glad I can edit these long ass load times out. Again, it looks fine when you look at it from up here, but you can kind of see because it had so many trees, it plastered the trees against the side here. But still, not a bad job. Gets the facade of the house pretty well. It's just really once you get to the back here, because it didn't go and get the up close pictures. Like if you look at it from this angle, looks like there's trees, but you can see that they're plastered on here. There's some distortion on the front of the house, or I'm sorry, the back garage and this deck area here. Yeah. So I think for the most part, the orbit with the grid pattern gets you the best maps. Maybe I could just bring the radius in. Maybe I could just pay for a plan that gives me a mosaic option where you can take pictures of the sides of structures. So go ahead and let me know in the comments what else you would like me to show you or see in my next video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.